Tonight, in our coverage, Ontario pulls the plug on a $100 million Starlink deal in a bold trade war move. Assalamu alaikum and good evening. This is Muslim News Canada on Muslim Network TV. I'm Aisha Ashraf. U.S. President Donald Trump has imposed 25% tariffs on Canadian goods. The move is expected to heighten tensions between the two countries, with businesses and officials warning of economic fallout. Meanwhile, U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio has warned Panama to cut ties with China over the Panama Canal or face action. French Central Bank Governor François Villeroy de Galliot has slammed Trump's tariffs. He calls the move brutal and is warning of increased economic uncertainty. Trump has also hinted at new tariffs on the European Union, citing a $300 billion trade deficit. The European Central Bank is considering a response. In South Africa, Trump's claims about land confiscation have sparked diplomatic tension. The South African government insists its policies align with constitutional democracy. Meanwhile, Asian markets are jittery as fears of a trade war grow. China, Mexico, and Canada's currencies have tumbled. Mexico's auto industry is warning of job losses and rising car prices. Canada is pushing back, with provincial leaders threatening to stop buying American liquor. A political rival has even called for tariffs on Tesla. As the trade battle escalates, uncertainty grips global markets. Canada has announced retaliatory tariffs in response to the tariffs on Canadian goods and Mexican goods. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has revealed a $155 billion countermeasure with an initial $30 billion list of affected items. The tariffs target a wide range of U.S. products, including food items like poultry, dairy, seafood, and grains. Other affected goods include alcohol, tobacco, cosmetics, furniture, kitchen appliances, tools, farm equipment, clothing, and firearms. These measures aim to counter the economic impact of Trump's trade policies. Ontario Premier Doug Ford has announced the immediate termination of a $100 million contract with Elon Musk's Starlink, a subsidiary of SpaceX. This decision comes as a direct response to U.S. President Donald Trump's imposition of tariffs on Canadian goods. Ford says Ontario will no longer engage in business with American companies until these tariffs are lifted. He says Ontario won't do business with people hell-bent on destroying the Canadian economy. The now-canceled contract was established in November. It aimed at delivering high-speed internet to 15,000 homes in remote areas of the province. Ford is highlighting the province's significant economic influence. He says Ontario spends $30 billion annually on procurement and has a $200 billion plan for infrastructure development. He warns that U.S.-based businesses will lose substantial revenue due to Ontario's retaliatory measures. This action aligns with Canada's broader strategy to counteract U.S. tariffs. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has already announced $155 billion in tariffs targeting U.S. goods. The escalating trade tensions have prompted strong reactions from both Canadian and U.S. officials, with potential significant economic consequences. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has arrived in Washington for high-stakes talks with U.S. President Donald Trump. Before departing for the U.S., Netanyahu described the meeting as a sign of strong U.S.-Israel alliance. He said discussions will focus on defeating Hamas, freeing Israeli hostages, and countering Iran's influence. Netanyahu has also expressed hope for expanding peace and security in the region. The visit comes as Israel works on a second phase of the Gaza ceasefire. The deal started on January 19th and includes 3 phases, including prisoner swaps and aims for a lasting truce. So far, 18 Israeli captives have been released in exchange for hundreds of Palestinian prisoners. The Israeli army is intensifying attacks on the Jenin refugee camp in the occupied West Bank, mirroring its actions in Gaza. Jenin Governor Kamal Abu Arab has accused Israel of trying to make the camp uninhabitable by destroying homes and infrastructure. He calls the bombings genocidal, likening them to Israel's assaults on Gaza. Over 3,420 families have been displaced due to the ongoing assaults. The United Nations Special Rapporteur on Palestine, Francesca Albanese, has condemned Israel's actions in the region. Francesca calls the attacks criminal. She is warning they indicate a clear intent for genocide against Palestinians. Israel's incoming army chief, Eyal Zamir, has quoted a Torah verse about pursuing enemies, signaling continued aggression. He warns that this year would be a year of war, emphasizing that attacks are far from over. In Gaza, civil defense teams have recovered 20 decomposed bodies from an empty plot near a destroyed school. Israel's genocidal war has killed more than 47,500. Most of the victims are women and children. More than 111,000 have been injured since the onset of war. The International Criminal Court issued arrest warrants in November last year for Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and his former Defense Minister Yoav Gallant for war crimes and crimes against humanity in Gaza. Syria's new leader, Ahmed Al-Sharaa, is in Saudi Arabia on his first foreign trip since becoming president of the transitional government. Al-Sharaa met Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman in Riyadh, seeking regional support for his administration. Discussions focus on cooperation in energy, technology, education, and health. Following the meeting, Al-Sharaa said Saudi Arabia had a genuine desire to support Syria's rebuilding efforts. Al-Sharaa led the opposition in toppling Bashar al-Assad in December. His administration is now working to gain international recognition and lift Western sanctions. However, concerns over his past links to Al-Qaeda have tempered some support. Saudi Arabia is in talks with the West to ease sanctions on Syria. The halal tourism industry is expanding rapidly and is expected to reach $410.9 billion by 2032. The figure is up from $256.5 billion last year. This comes as a global Islamic halal economy, including tourism, is set to hit $7.7 trillion this year. Halal tourism caters to faith-based needs like halal food, prayer facilities, and alcohol-free environments. International Muslim tourist arrivals were at 80 million in the first half of the previous year. Numbers are projected to reach 230 by 2028. Popular destinations, including Malaysia, Thailand, the United Kingdom, and Singapore, are enhancing halal-friendly services. Thailand, Hong Kong, and the Philippines have also launched initiatives to attract Muslim travelers. Experts say the rising Muslim middle class and digital marketing by influencers are fueling demand. It is expected that by 2034, young Muslim travelers will dominate the market, making halal tourism a mainstream force in global travel. Approximately 70% of the global Muslim population is aged below 40. Canadian basketball and hockey fans are protesting vehemently against U.S.-imposed tariffs on local goods. This comes as fans booed the U.S. national anthem at games in Toronto and Ottawa. At Toronto's Scotiabank Arena, Raptors fans jeered before their game against the Los Angeles Clippers. They then loudly cheered for O Canada. A similar scene unfolded at an Ottawa Senators game against the Minnesota Wild. And now, as we head towards the blessed month of Ramadan 2025, we are introducing a new segment to keep you updated on the events happening in your city called Ramadan Events. Save this date. The Muslim Womanpreneurs Network is presenting Ramadan Expo 2025 with a difference. This year, the expo shines a spotlight on the enduring beauty and spirit of Palestinian culture, a beacon of resilience and hope in challenging times. The event will be held in Mississauga on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, February 15th to 17th. Come and discover premium kufiyas, hand-painted ceramics, and stunning traditional thobes. Watch an exclusive performance of dabke artists. Explore a vibrant bazaar with over 300 vendors. Our international halal food court, kids activities, VR space, and business workshops. Visit ramadanexpo.co for tickets and details. That's all from our Toronto studios. Thank you for watching Muslim News Canada. We are a community channel dedicated to bringing you stories you can trust. Please like, share, and subscribe to our content. You can also comment to let us know what you think of our coverage. You can donate now by visiting muslimnetwork.tv/donate. For more content, keep watching Muslim Network TV. Salam.